we return to the Sermon on the Mount, and we return also to the teaching Jesus gives about the fulfillment of the law. Remember, he said, "I did not come to abolish the law and the prophets. I've come to fulfill." And Jesus does so by giving us examples. Examples that are meant to tell us that our virtues, our good habits, our justice have to go deeper than the letter of the law to capture its full meaning, what God intended to start with. So today Jesus gives us another example. Adding to the first one, which was about freeing ourselves from anger and the desire of revenge, Jesus adds freeing ourselves from hatred and from wanting to retaliate when we suffer wrong. But what does Jesus mean? The ancient law he quotes from Exodus 21, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, blow for blow, life for life, was set in place so that there would be a legal framework for any type of retaliation or retributive justice. But Jesus says we need to move beyond that. We need to move beyond that to repay good for evil. This teaching is picked up in the New Testament quite often. And St. Paul, for example, in writing to the Romans in chapter 12, he says this: "Never pay evil for evil. Do not allow yourselves to be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good." The background of Jesus' teaching is that retaliation of whatever sort will spiral out of control. And if this does, a spiral of violence and hatred, it will inevitably take up everything. It will overwhelm us. So Jesus says, put that aside, move on to what God really wants from your justice, repaying good for evil. But the teaching of turning the other cheek doesn't mean that God wants us to be passive in the face of aggression and injustice. Well, there is an incident in which Jesus was struck. And how did he react? In John's Gospel, when Jesus is facing his passion and his sufferings, a soldier strikes him. Jesus doesn't turn the other cheek and go, "Come on, hit this one as well." Rather, he does not retaliate. He stands there, firm on his ground. And he confronts the injustice happened to him. And he says, "Well, you struck me because you think I have spoken out of terms. If I have spoken out of terms, show me. If I haven't, why do you strike me?" So the teaching of Jesus is not about being passive, but it is about standing our grounds, not retaliating, and confronting injustice with the very idea of not paying evil for evil. So let us think about the instances when we have been tempted to pay back evil for evil. It's so easy. Let us think of the times when we have failed to keep Jesus' command. And we have failed to confront injustice. And for all these, let us ask the Lord for forgiveness.